Okay, so we talked about metric conversions where you just simply move the decimal point. Now we're going to talk about English to metric conversions, or conversions between English units. And to do that, we're going to do something called dimensional analysis. And before I show you what that looks like, I want to talk to you about conversion factors. Conversion factors are when two things are equal to each other, and they're going to be used to change one unit into a different unit. They are always going to be equal to 1, and let me show you what they're going to look like. They could look like this. So an example of a conversion factor is 12 inches equals 1 foot. So you know what conversion factors are for the most part. Another way to write it would be 12 inches over 1 foot. So this is how I know it is equal to 1, because those two things are equal to each other and they're over each other. I could write the same thing, 1 foot over 12 inches. Another way to write a conversion factor is a ratio. I could write 12 inches to 1 foot like that. Or I could reverse that again like we were talking about. Now this is the way we're going to use them in dimensional analysis, but those other ways are valid ways to write conversion factors, just not how we're going to use them. Okay, so here are the steps that you're going to follow, and you can use these written steps any way that you need to, but I'm not going to read them to you. I'm going to show you the steps as I show you an example. So here's our example that we're working with. It says, how many inches are in 5 feet? And some of you may be able to look at that and give me the answer immediately, and that's great. But you will need to know how to do this using dimensional analysis, because we're not learning how to do conversions, we're learning how to do conversions with dimensional analysis. So the first thing you would do is, number 1, write down the given information with units. So you would write down 5 feet, and feel free to abbreviate. I will always abbreviate just to make it shorter. Then you want to find the conversion factor that matches what you are trying to get rid of and what you are trying to find. So I'm trying to get rid of feet and I'm trying to find inches. So I know in 1 foot I have 12 inches. So I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. So here's where we have new stuff. So number 3 says the diagonal units always have to match. So put the part that matches the given on the bottom and the other on the top. So we have 2 parts here, 1 foot and 12 inches. So this feet, the foot part of the conversion factor here has to go on the bottom because our diagonals have to match. Then the other part has to go on top. Okay, so I'm just going to show you that. So I have the 1 foot here that matches this, those cancel out. And then the 12 inches is the other part, and that goes on top, so it cancels out. So number 4 says, if the top now matches what we're looking for feet, the top now says 12, or excuse me, it says how many inches, so we're looking for inches, and if the top has inches on it, then we're done. Now number 5 says, multiply the numbers on top, divide by the numbers on the bottom. So we have 5 times 12, 5 times 12 is 60. We divide by 1. 60 divided by 1 is 60. And the feet canceled out, so we're left with inches. 60 inches is our answer. You always want to circle your answers. So we're done. Okay. So I'm going to do one more example with you. I'm going to have you do 2 by yourself. So this one's going to be a 2-step problem. And again, you have your written steps in front of you. I don't have them on this screen. So you write down the given information. It says, how many seconds are in 6.2 hours? So I write down 6.2 hours. Now, I don't know how many seconds are in an hour. So I say, well, okay, what do I know about an hour? Well, I know the hour part has to go down here. In 1 hour, what do I know? I know that there's 60 minutes, right? Okay. Is minutes what I'm trying to find? No, I'm trying to find seconds. So, what do I know about a minute? In 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. Okay. Well, that one wasn't so bad, was it? Okay, so let's just double check. And Brownie says hi. So the hours cancel out, the minutes cancel out. So we have to do this math. So we have 60 times 60 times 6.2. So I'm going to do that on a calculator. Okay, so we have 22,320 seconds in 6.2 hours. Okay, so go ahead and try those next two. Okay, I think they might be done. Well, maybe not. Okay, let's see if they're done barking. So let's see how you did. Okay, so how many inches are in 4 yards? So you write down what they give you. They give you 4 yards. Okay, so your conversion factors are on that first sheet there. So in 4 yards, what do we know about a yard? In 1 yard, you have 3 feet. And then in 1 foot, you have 12 inches. Okay? So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 12 is 144 inches. And of course it's divided by 1, but which is the same. Okay. So on here in the bottom you have 4,800 seconds. They want to know how many hours that is. So I know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I'm going to have to use a calculator again on this one. I have 4,800 divided by 60 and then divided by 60 again. So that's 1.3 hours. Okay, well that's it. Make sure you have written down one question, either one thing you didn't understand or one thing you want to know more things about.